Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Thanks for coming out. I had picked up this Toro Recycler Personal Pace yesterday for $50 from a yard sale. We got it to start. The south propel wasn't working, so we messed with adjusting the cable. I'll show you a little bit more about that. And then I went ahead and took both rear wheels off, and I'll show you what I lubricated to get it to move a little freely. This thing was not rolling on its own with the engine off. It should roll just like a normal push mower would. So to remove all four wheels have a 1/2-inch drive bolt you remove to remove the wheel. So what I did is took a little moose piss and sprayed it here on the axle and between the pinion gear and the axle, and also behind the pinion gear on the axle, right in that area. And that seemed to free things up. That was kind of binding. I also put a little grease on the axle bolt. There was some crud buildup. I took a wire brush, cleaned up the bolt, and then put some grease on it. I know you're thinking, well, why grease and not graphite? I think there's a big debate about that. I think the engine's going to blow up long before any grit does any harm to this plastic wheel, because that grease will attract a little bit of sand and dirt. People are worried about having this thing wear out. Don't be alarmed. This will blow up long before you got any plastic wear. So I did both sides. Now I'm going to put this back together again. Like I said, 1/2-inch drive to get the bolt off. Snug that down. You don't have to go crazy. There we go. It's on. See, it's turning now on its own. Before I could barely get it to budge. Same with the other side. I also did both front wheels. 1/2-inch. Removed the bolt, greased it up with just regular axle grease, put it all back together again. Moved the selector all the way to the highest position. The owner had it down here, I believe, kind of close to the ground. I like a high cut. So there we go. All four wheels are adjusted to the high position. Let me take this off my jack stand, and then we're going to look at the cable adjustment as well. This was a two-part process. Let me get you up here, and then I'll show you what I did with my 11mm open-end wrench. Sorry, I got to get you into position. I got to get you on a level surface. Okay, we're getting closer. So 11 millimeter, I want to take a little bit of slack out of the cable. So what you do, loosen this up, bring the cable towards the engine to remove any slack. So I got a plastic ruler here. I'll show you what the gap is here. So for us Americans, I've got it at 15/16 of an inch from here to the end of the cable. And for my Swiss and Spain viewers, the distance between the hold down and the end of the cable right here is about 22 millimeters. That's what I have it set at. Yours may vary depending on how stretched out your cable is, etc., etc. And even the condition of your belt will have an effect on what your tension is here on the cable. So now that I've discussed those two things with you, I'm going to start this up and show you what's happening. But first off, I'm going to put a little Marvel Mystery Oil in the gas to try to smooth out that hesitation we had yesterday. There was probably a little bit of stale gas left in the carburetor. The tank was empty. She had emptied the tank, the previous owner. So I'm going to give it just a pour of Marvel Mystery Oil. Another viewer had said use Seafoam, which I do occasionally. I just happen to have the Marvel Mystery Oil close by. But I do use Seafoam occasionally in the tank to clean up a snotty carburetor. So I don't get technical with this stuff. There's a certain percentage per gallon, how much ounces you use. I don't mess with that. I just give it a pour. Just a little bit of a pour. I got a couple of slits here in the foil so it doesn't pour out. I can adjust my flow. I got a slit here and an air breather slit at the top. So let's cap the tank and then start this thing. Okay, let me bring you back so I don't chop your toes off. Hope you could see the rear wheels engaged. See how easy it pushes at the off position. So it really helped greasing up those 4 axles. Another headache. So there you have it. This was my $50 machine yesterday. 2011 Toro Chinese-made engine. Oh, let's turn it over. That's one thing I wanted to do, is show you the blade condition. Let's do that right now. Let me move some tools out of the way and we'll turn this over. Carburetor and tank side on the high side. Okay. Let's come over here to this side. So, smoother than a baby's bottom, but there's no gouges. Same thing here. Actually, I think the blade's bent a little bit, just eyeballing it. Now the side's got a bend on it. Okay, let's look at the sandblasting. She had a lot of sand in the front yard, very little grass. You can see all that's sandblasted off. That should be square. So I got a couple of Toro blades. I'm going to put a blade on this one. That lawnmower repair shop that went out of business, I got 3 or 4 Toro blades. Same thing on this side, sandblasted. So there you have it. Not bad on the underside. So I think all we'll have in this thing is a blade. The cost of a blade. It started and it just needed minor adjustments for the self-propelled part of it. So as always, I appreciate you kids and cadets coming out and checking out my latest purchases. This one turned out pretty good at $50. Didn't know if it ran or not, but it turned out in a positive fashion. As always, I appreciate you coming out. Please come back, like and subscribe. I'll have some more videos on the next junk that I buy. Have a great day today.